Hi, so I am going to give you an introduction of our Hey Mojo dashboard. So, as you can see on the screen, which says your bots, which are these two bots over here. So, firstly, I'm going to explain the cloning feature to you. So, to clone a bot, for example, if I had to clone the bot, the Supper Club over here, I would first click on this button which says make a copy of this chatbot and then press OK. So now the bot has been cloned and the name of the bot is clone the sub club. So first things first, I'm going to change the name of this bot, and for that I would first click on setup bot, then configure, and on the settings page over here, you can see the name of the bot is clone the sub club. So I'm going to change this and name it demo restaurant. All right. And for the page ID over here, so I've basically created a demo Facebook page, and I'm going to go in the messenger button here. It's called demo restaurant 1, and I'm just going to use the page ID, copy it and paste it on over here on the page ID, and then save this. So now I've named my bot and given it the page ID from my messenger. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to link my bot to my FB page which I've created on my messenger, which I showed you over here. So I'm going to go on messenger, click on messenger over here, and as you can see the Facebook pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh, click on refresh pages, and then I'm going to select the page. So I'm going to refresh this again, and as you can see these are all the pages that I have on my Facebook. So this is the page that I want to connect my bot to, which is demo restaurant 1, as I just showed you. So I'm going to click on that and press connect. So now my bot has been connected to the Facebook page. Now after this I'm going to configure the get started button, which is basically the first button the user sees when he comes on the bot. He presses on the get started button and then the welcome message is fired. So to trigger the get started button, I'm going to click on this button over here, and okay, now so I'm going to select a block which I want the first message, the text that I want the user to see. So which would be my welcome block. So I'm just going to connect it to my welcome block and then press save. So now the get started button has been connected to my welcome block. So that's what is going to be fired first when the user comes onto the bot and presses on get started. Before enabling my get started button, I'm just going to also configure the persistent menu. So for example, I'm just going to write start over here and then link this to any block. So the start over function is basically for the bot to start over, for example, and so I link this to my welcome block and then I save this. And then I enable my get started button. So now as you can see, my get started button has been enabled, and I can also add other options to the persistent menu. So the persistent menu is basically this menu over here, which has like a shortcut option to do any of these functions. So I'm just going to do that for my bot also. So I'm just going to add in a function of change language and then go on others and select the function. So there you go, change language, and add another function which is order history. So there you go. I'm just going to connect this again, go on others and connect this to past 4 orders, which is the order history, and save this. Now I'm just going to enable my persistent menu. So now even my persistent menu has been enabled. Now for example, if I had to make any changes to the persistent menu, let's take if I had to change language to the place order function. Then I would connect this to the place order block and save this. But now all my changes wouldn't be saved as yet. What I would have to do is first disable it, save it, and then again enable it for the changes to reflect on the bot. Now I'm going to go back to the settings and click on active over here and save this. So now my bot is active. I'm just going to go on my messenger and refresh this page. So as you can see over here, the get start button has been enabled. I'm just going to click on that, and there you go. So my welcome block has been fired. So, and this is my persistent menu that I also configured, and it has all the three functions, which are start over, change language, and order history. So my bot has been activated. So now I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and the last thing that I'm going to show you in this video is how to uh, create user login credentials for anyone that you want to have access to the bot to make any changes. So for that, I'm going to go on logins over here, and then as you can see the blue button over here which says add login, and I'm just going to enter my email over here. So this is the email of the person that you want, the user who should have access to this bot, and then I'm going to set any password and select the role super admin. So the super admin basically can make any changes to the bot. So this was my email that I've entered. So now by creating this, I've given myself access to the bot or anyone else that I wanted to by just entering the email and selecting their role as super admin. So now this user has access to the bot.